tattoo convention.
Yeah.
That's right, a tattoo convention for Humphrey, who doesn't have any tattoos.
But Coral has many.
Yeah,
Wait,
but she can
Daniel
go by
doesn't have
herself.
tattoos?
Humphrey doesn't have any.
He seems like the type to
Yeah.
have a lot of tattoos.
You should surely have to have a tattoo to get into a tattoo convention. That should be the minimum requirement.
Well, I know
Not
he wanted
really.
a tattoo, but he was worried because his skin's quite porous.
Yeah, see, that's why he should be disqualified from being able to enter. Actually, I've got porous skin. Get out.
I'm not.
All right. Oh wait, have you actually
porous?
signed now?
What you mean
Yeah.
by porous?
Well, he
I
was
just-
worried that because his skin is so porous that if he got a tattoo, then it would result in an infection.
Ugh.
I mean, but that is what a tattoo is.
What do you mean? A tattoo
Oh,
is not an infection.
No, it's a really bad cut. Oh, he's worried that he would get ink poisoning.
No,
Well-
he's just worried that if he got a tattoo because his skin's so porous, he would be more prone to infection.
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. Daniel Humphrey. Daniel
No.
Humphrey.
If he's taking proper care of it, he's not.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
worst comes to worst, it becomes like inflamed and it becomes like heavy scar tissue. But that can, in theory, look cool as well, right? Depending on what he gets.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So, I mean, Pat's go join later, and we'll just start off. So, today's sponsor is.
So I want to check on Pat before we do this.
Okay, yeah.
Beauty pie. Beauty pie is happiness.
He said he'll be on in 5. But
Okay.
he said that 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Well,
So he
wait,
must have been here 5 minutes ago.
That was 10 minutes ago. Get in the stream, you cuck. Oops, that's my camera.
The sponsor for this film is me, because I'm the only one who paid to actually buy this film with real money I earned.
You bought it?
Yes, because for the sake of me picking this film, I purposely bought this film on Ultra HD on Amazon Prime because I'm just that type of arsehole.
I mean, I rented it as standard definition for £2.49 because I did not put the effort to try and
£7
get
for this shit. £7 for this fucking movie. I paid
Weird.
like minimum wage for 1 hour to watch this fucking to buy this fucking movie.
Well, I don't feel stupid for renting
Fine.
it now. That was $2.50 for me. I thought
Well-
I've been robbed. No,
Yeah, okay, yeah, but like this
Oh,
movie.
Alec, where you watch it?
I watched it on Amazon because I sadly couldn't find it on my usual.
Oh, so you also went for a standard definition, yeah?
Oh yeah, my computer's so shit it won't handle anything higher than that, which
Oh,
I
Oh.
think was fine for this one because I thought what this doesn't need is to shine a light on it.
Yeah, nah. You will just see more. Actually, Rob, you probably had it in higher definition, did you?
No, I found well, actually, possibly to be fair, I found it. And for the first couple of minutes, I felt quite bad for finding a dodgy copy.
Oh.
And then the titles came up, and I thought, no amount of resolution is going to improve this.
Well, maybe it
Ultra
made a
HD.
difference. Simon's rated it the highest.
well, I mean, I rated it highest for other reasons, I guess. But like, it's like Ultra HD. The sponsor of this fucking movie is me. And what did Pat say? Yes, he paid like £2.50 for like the CGI budget, is what he said, right? Jesus, this movie was fucking abysmal because I remember watching this movie on like when I was in the States on the Sci-Fi channel. SYFY, by the way.
I have to say something though, Simon.
Mm.
I preferred watching this to
Tokyo Ghoulblitz.
Hey, Pat,
okay, that was pretty bad. But I was gonna say the other actually no, that's controversial. but the new Gojira.
Oh, what?
Actually,
You hate-
no. I take that back. Ignore that. I was just very tired that day.
Okay, I was about to say that really hurt my soul for you to say that this was worse than Godzilla. I was like, oh damn.
What Godzilla is it worse than?
Oh, the Shin Godzilla, the one we watched for the club.
I took it back. I took it back though because I was
Oh.
really tired that day. Don't get me wrong. It was maybe because we don't see as much of the snakes, but it's just that one aspect of it, the animation aspect of it. They were both terrible. They were both terrible, but Shin Godzilla, it just made me feel like, I don't want to look at the screen. Whereas this one was just like, this is like Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That's just terrible.
Okay.
But whatever.
Okay.
So can I just ask? Because I am curious, Emmanuel, did you pay for it?
Yeah, but that's because I didn't leave enough time to try and get it free.
So you rented it?
Yeah, £2.50. I usually get the high definition one, but I purposely picked SD because I was just like, I'm just going to watch this on my iPad and just do stuff. Like, this is a film you don't need to be looking at the screen and paying too much attention.
Could you imagine being the filmmakers and you get like the royalties, but like you made this in like 2004, so you'd like just forgotten about it, and then suddenly you just get like about you just get 15 quid off us, and they're like, what the fuck? Someone watched Boa versus Python.
Like
Multiple people watched this.
Hey, as I said, I paid for the ultra high definition version just so I can have it in my library, just to go, man, I picked this. And I remember that this, actually, I've got to say to you guys first, as FYI, I was always going to pick this movie eventually. I just didn't know when. And this movie is not my worst movie. Pat just turned his head, he's like, oh shit. And it's like, what I'm going to say is, there are movies that are on my bad list that even I think are just ones completely. So this is like was mildly entertaining. I wasn't sure if this when I watched this first time in early 2000 something when I was in the States drunk. I was thinking, is this movie bad or is this so bad that it's kind of good? I can't remember. I'm quite drunk. I remember now. It's just bad.
It's just bad.
So,
To be fair, though, no matter how the scores come out at the end, this is still better than Tokyo Gore Police, and I will die on this hill.
yes,
This is
yeah.
not the worst film we've had.
But
Mhm.
Tokyo Gore Police got a higher rating than Shark Boy Lava Girl. This one so far is on track to being the worst film.
This is the
I'm
thing, though.
So happy.
Tokyo Gore Police is only as high as it is because Humphrey scored it like really fucking biased.
Yeah, he perfectly skewered it. Like, yeah.
So well done on actually scoring it as it should be scored.
I've got a couple of movies that are probably well made and like have high production values and stuff, but are so shit that you go, all of that production value and all of that doesn't help out. All of that is just ones. But that's it. In the future, if I have to do another sudden shake it up, then maybe I'll put those movies in. Maybe I can save it for like a bad movie round. We'll see. We will see.
Did you just see Pat just react to that? Bad movie round.
So I
No.
chose this
I didn't
movie,
even react.
Yes, you did.
But
Oh.
anyway,
Not
Spun
without
like-
realising.
You spun like a meerkat. You're like, where is it? It's hiding in the lung grass.
I chose this movie because it was a movie that I said was bad, and I knew it was bad. Because obviously the schedule mixed up with Ben. This got pushed up forward, right? I just remember going, man, all of these sort of like slasher, murder, horror movies. What's a really shit sort of version of that? Oh, yeah, them old monster movies. But I'm not. I was like, but I don't really want to choose like something like like The Thing or something, right? Because like, oh, that's actually not too bad, like monster horror movie. I wanted to choose something that was a bit less than that. Then I remembered in my list I had something. I had to go, what was that shit film that really shit? Oh, yeah, this is the shit film that I chose, and that's the only reason I chose this film because I wanted to pick a shit film just to see how you would react, and your guys' reactions are perfect.
Hey,
That's all I can say. They're perfect.
you already picked Snowpiercer and Chinese Odyssey. You've already seen our reactions to terrible films.
Well, didn't I say when I first,
Snowpiercer ain't a terrible film.
but like, didn't I say that when I first started Film Club as like your newest member, I was like, I want to keep an average score of 5 just to see if I can like keep it there. I'm going to choose really good movies, then an absolute piece of shit, so I can just get like that average of 5. I think I've hit that goal for now. We'll see. I will double check the scores later, but like, few good movies, really shit one. Few good movies, really shit one. Perfect balance.
Balance, as all things should be.
Perfect.
That's brilliant.
So, okay, that's the reason why I chose this movie. So go ahead. Who wants to start the opening statements?
Where do you start, man? Like,
Well done for volunteering. There you go.
no, it's just like the thing that got me right, and I don't know, maybe because it was so early, I went into the rest of it with a bit of a biased mindset. But it was just the opening credits looked awful. They sounded awful, and it never really got any better from there. Like the title cards were really annoying me by the end. I reckon I probably, well, if the film ended just after that underwater scene, I reckon I'd have given this maybe like an 8 for enjoyment because I was finding it hilarious. And then it just kept going and going. It didn't stop. And then when it did stop, I was like, thank God for that. And I think Alec or Pat said it was only 90 minutes. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it.
Sorry, just to cut in. During those opening credits, when I rewatched it, right, for my mind, it suddenly, when I was looking through the credits, I was like, wait, Anna Kendrick is in this movie? What the fuck?
I didn't notice that.
And I was thinking, wait, I think from Pitch Perfect, that lady? And I was like, no, Adam Kendrick, who plays Bodrick, you know, the guy who has the shitty CGI fucking golden flame. I was like, oh, wow, that just changed my mind if Anna Kendrick was in this movie. Damn, that would have been really weird to see her play like cuts with snakes or some shit. It's like, oh, weird.
This Kendrick,
You would have been like 12 when this came out.
Can we draw a really shitty snake on your back, please?
That's another thing. Actually.
Here's your kitchen sponge.
When I was watching it, so you know, it starts with another thing that annoyed me. It was a wrestling match in a boxing ring. So, when that was going on,
the two wrestlers are called Boa and Python,
yeah,
and no one
so
comments on
thinking-
that.
So
I was sat there like, wait, Boa versus Python is these guys? These guys aren't snakes. And I was like, is this the right thing? And the only reason I knew it was the right film is because Angel Boris was in it. And I thought, there's no way that somebody named Angel Boris was in 2 films named Boa versus Python.
That would have been like really funny, like later on, if like they see the boa when they're already chasing the python, and they're like, hang on a fucking minute, what are the fucking chances we just went to a wrestling match this fucking morning with 2 wrestlers called Boa and Python, and now this is going on? Mental.
It's just that scene is. Well, I'll wait until we start talking about it properly.
I'll do mine then. I had the exact opposite with the credits. I thought, oh wow, this sounds like the shittest mix of like Addams Family and Men in Black. I'm really excited. This is gonna fucking suck. And yeah, I think I hit a point where you were about to. I was saying about my favorite bit, and then you were gonna tell you asked if I was alright with like a mild spoiler, and I was like, no. You all know my position on spoilers. I don't give a fuck about them, but I cared this time because I just wanted to see where the fuck it went. I was so excited, and yeah, ending in a bowling animation was that very good. Thank you. So yeah, I'm happy with more of these. If you have more of them, which you've said at length you do, so that's good. But ultimately, I think like the biggest failing of this film is that it's called Boa versus Python, which accounts for roughly 1% of the film.
And that 1% is a wrestling match.
The wrestlers are fighting longer than the snakes are fighting. What a treat this was. Yeah, had a lot of fun with it.
Pat, Emmanuel, who wants to go first?
It's not Pat. I'll spoil that for you.
Okay.
Okay. No, what? No, that's it. Just okay. Why? Okay.
Come
cool.
on.
Okay, I'll go. I can't actually remember most of the film
That's
Oh.
fine. That's fair.
because what tends to happen, like where this film is bad, but
You
Thank
can't
you.
remember it. You can't talk.
well, it was bad, but like in the beginning, it sort of made me laugh quite a bit. But around halfway mark or around the hour mark, it felt like it was dragging. So my sort of attention span was sort of wavering away. So
The film went shh, and my attention went. Ooh.
So long, I'm off.
The underwater scene was quite funny.
Oh, that's-
Like the opening half an hour was quite funny in general. I was having a great time, but I think somewhere in the middle they thought, "Oh, we're making a serious film here," and it seemed like it was losing its identity of being a purposely bad film to coming realizing, "Oh, we want to make a serious film here," and it sort of, I feel like it sort of tailed off considerably after that.
Okay.
The acting might be some of the worst acting I've ever seen.
Yeah. I wanted to
Even the
just-
tattoos were acted terribly.
Oh man.
I want to add to that. I felt sorry again for the snake biologist guy. I thought, nah, man, you don't deserve to be in this crap film. I know you're just doing this for the money, but
Oh, he definitely deserves to be in it. He was just as bad as the rest of them.
I think this is a testament to how successful this pick was, Simon, that the person defending it gave it a 3 for acting.
We're currently going. Nah, not a 3. 3 is too high for this.
I'm not going, even though I gave production a 1, I'm gonna sort of I am sort of gonna defend the CGI because it is very low budget. Like
It's
there's
on
only
par with the MCU.
Hey, you compare the end fight at Black Panther to this, and it's kind of
this is a completely different film. I'm not going into that. But I will compare it to the Emmanuel's bad film. I can't remember the name of it.
Shark Boy and Love Again?
That's it. Yeah. When you compare the CGI and the budget for the CGI, this one comes out a lot better, even though it looks terrible.
To be fair, I mean, I don't know. The snakes weren't the most like offensive part for me. Like,
The snakes looked atrocious.
Yeah,
I
I'm not saying they're good, but they
I
were
mean-
better than the title cards.
I mean, this is coming from someone who likes films like Anaconda and Snakes on a Plane, just for pure entertainment value. They're pieces of shit if you dissect them, but they're fun films. But this one, they're probably the worst CGI snakes I've ever seen.
But could you have imagined how much it would have been improved by a really bad CGI helicopter gunship, like on the cover? That would have been just
Oh
two
yeah, I
snakes
forgot about that.
and a helicopter gunship, and there was no helicopter gunship, and I was like, "Oh, come on, at least
Like-
try."
Like Snake CGI was like really bad anyways, then afterwards you just see him because you see the character on who was trying to be the fucking guy from Jurassic Park, right? Well, you know, he's got the scar on his face and the hat. He's trying to look badass, but he just like, are you trying to be? Who are you trying to be right now? Are you trying to be the main guy from Jurassic Park or something? It's like, what the fuck is this shit? And it's like, and it keeps going worse. Then you see the bad CGI plane, and it's like, why is it that sort of gold yellow, piss gold yellow? It's like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's like,
and it keeps going, and it just jumps around how bad everything is. It's so good how so bad it is.
I like the font on the side of the plane being like directly from like the Aladdin Mega Drive game. it's like, oh fuck! No one on planet Earth thought this looked cool.
But like especially in the opening sort of 10-15 minutes, the music they almost seemed like they wanted to try and make it seem like one of those Nick Cage 90s action films with the music they were using.
Oh yeah, it definitely felt like an episode of WCW.
But like, I don't know. It's a throwaway film. I'll never watch it again. It's like those shit sci-fi channel films.
Yeah,
like
it was on Sci-Fi Channel.
It literally is.
That's where I watched it. When I was
was it
drunk and watching Sci-Fi, I was drinking. I was like, is this bad? Is it so bad that it's good?
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go there. It's so bad. It's still bad.
Okay, yeah.
It threatens to be
Okay.
good. But only the bit that got me the most right was the scene where that woman is she's about to meet the scientist guy and she's like, oh, what is he, like some kind of Christopher Lloyd or Jeff Goldblum? And it's like, those are two very distinctive looking people, and then it cuts to the most generic looking man I've ever seen, and I've already forgotten what he looks like. And it's yeah, it just really annoyed me because it's like, no, he's neither of those people. he's
That scene is so fucking shit as well. She's like, a guy who works with snakes, he must be really creepy. He must have issues about his mother, like, you know, real latent sort of sick sort of shit. Must be like, you know, really pale and stuff like that. Probably doesn't go out much. And I was just like,
minutes.
why did you think this was?
Why?
He's
I
such
probably
an
should
awful
have.
character though, because like that bit where they're going through the like that massive like high security tunnel, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know why you need all of this for a snake," and it's like, stop being so smug. It's obviously a threat. Like just read the room.
I probably should have given Impact a higher score, to be fair, because I found myself in the middle of the film just researching the world snakes and I was finding out stuff I didn't know before. So I ended up watching a 25-minute video on the Black Mamba after the film.
Oh, cool.
And that was great.
Also
the
turns out to be a wrestler. This is fascinating.
No, the Black Mamba was a basketball player, actually.
Excuse the fuck out of me.
Okay, but like, this movie has. Okay, I'll explain to you guys now why I gave it the acting a 2, because I feel like I have to justify myself slightly.
You must justify this too.
Okay, so to explain it quickly, acting is a 2 because that's what I actually gave Tokyo Gore Police beforehand, and I couldn't give this a lower score than Tokyo Gore Police. But let's say it like this: it starts off because acting had to be a minimum of 1, right?
Yeah.
I gave half a point because boobs, because and
I gave half a point to the acting of the boobs.
because it's like the second half point is because even though this is like a very like shitty sci-fi original film, that's kind of
Sci-fi original film.
I think it was sci-fi original. I think it's like
Wasn't the
Sci-Fi
reaction I was
Channel
after.
original film.
Anaconda came before that.
Yeah. But like this film, it's so bad that even the actors kind of know it's bad because they give lines that are so. How to explain it? Have you guys watched CSI Miami? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who Horatio Kane is by David Queso Crusoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives lines, and it's like then plays, and then they play the punchline. Then afterwards, it's "Don't Be Fooled Again" by The Who, right? Essentially, like during that swimming pool scene, then you got the fucking Agent Sharp coming over, and he's like, and she's like, "Oh, is it such a problem?" Yeah, it's a sinking feeling. Wow!
I wasn't prepared.
Yes,
You
I've
had
I've
your
heard-
sunglasses.
I had sunglasses on purposely, but then after, because the pace, the thing that the pace,
I just missed that.
one particular scene that had that thing right is like where he's like talking to the other agent, and she's like, "That's a big scale," and he's like, "Well, yeah, that's a big case." Don't be fooled again. I was like, oh yeah, that's it. That's the reason why I gave it a 2 for acting, because they knew it was bad, right? But they played it, but they could essentially they just turned the camera and went, yeah.
Can
And he was like,
you do this is big and big is nice?
okay, wait. Wait. This is big. And big is nice.
Oh man. That's
Okay,
scary.
I'll stop. I'll put those away. I'll put those away now. Okay. But
I love
like,
the
yeah,
editing of your boobs.
but like essentially that's the reason why I gave it to, because it kept reminding me of Horatio Kane from CSI Miami, and I was like, I really like CSI Miami, and it just kept I couldn't push it lower than a 1, because it's like, no, I love Horatio Kane. I think that TV series is great, CSI Miami. And I was like, ah, damn it, that's the only reason that he's got 2.
The legacy of
because-
CSI Miami.
Miami, yeah. That's it.
Oh god, he is fucking terrible. That actor, he goes a long way to giving this the cheese factor that it has.
Well, I mean, he was like the Serizawa, yeah, you know, because like he's the one that was like, he looks like Agent Coulson, right? And then he says the Serizawa thing of like, yes, let them fight, because he's the one that he's there. Give us your power, and we can make it hunt down the python. I was like, you're an agent, you know, of certain credible degree. You've got like guns and shit and all that stuff, and your first thing is to find a snake, to kill the other snake.
His fucking plan is incredible. Just like, there might be a giant snake in the sewer system. What should I do? And he's like, well, I know a lady who implants like surveillance technology into dolphins. And I know of a guy who has a giant snake. So this just comes together, doesn't it? This it's fucking obvious. I don't
Yeah,
need
that's-
Blackfield. You can just fucking see it, can't you? Makes sense.
That was just giving me
So-
flashbacks to Deep Blue Sea, because have you ever seen Deep Blue Sea?
Oh
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah, so like, you know, like the whole premise is like, oh, we can cure Alzheimer's by making sharks really intelligent. Like, I just had like a flashback to that, and I was like, you know what? Maybe that's not so unreasonable. It's-
I mean, what actually? I mean, I feel like he had a reason to make snake themed stuff, because he was trying to make an all-purpose anti-venom. I was like, I mean, fair enough, right? I guess that's an excuse for breeding a gigantic 20-foot long murder beast, but it's like, is it really that much of an excuse to make anti-venom? It's like, yeah, and that's all his backstory. Yeah, my sister got bitten by a snake. Maybe if I could understand snakes a bit more, I could have saved my sister. He said it, and he said it with such a dreary, like during that. Where, yeah, let's take 5. When as it's supposed to be like some sort of stuff like sad backstory, but he said it so like, yeah, I have snakes, so I can save people from snakes. Yeah, and it's like, fucking emotion, man. Jesus fucking Christ! It's like, I mean, I know that your sister died a while back, but it's like give it like an emotional feeling. But it's like, oh wait, no, this isn't that sort of movie. This is a very low budget movie. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? No one gives a shit. That's why it's so perfect.
What they should have done is she should have got her cosmic terror like tits out, and then he'd have had to go, and then he'd add some range.
I mean,
I still want to know what that man saw, that Navy SEAL underwater. And then she's like, I'm going to surprise him by getting my tits out. And like, he looks like someone shitting inside him. Like, I don't know what's happening to him, but like, he's clearly never seen tits before. Or
I've got to say, that's probably, well, I think it may be the first time during film club where something's happened and I've gone, that's my favourite scene. It's just like, it's the look on his face where he just sort of goes like, and then they pull him out, and the lifeguard's like, "What did you do to him under there?" And then he turns back and goes, "Hey, you got spanked by a chick." It's just like,
It's so bad. It's so bad.
that'd have been a much more awkward scene. Like if she'd done that, and then he just went, and just started fucking wanking, and she's just like, oh, and it's like, oh, you lost actually. Like, yeah, there you go.
Bob, what did you say? Like, if it
Hmm?
is something else?
Something else?
No, what did you say? If after that scene,
Well, which bit?
the underwater,
Yeah. But what did I say about it?
yeah.
That it was my favourite scene.
Oh no, after that,
The bit when he pulls her out, when the lifeguard
Yeah.
pulls him out. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, so the lifeguard, like, so he turns to the woman and he's like, "What did you do to him under there?" And he looks like mildly concerned, and then he turns back to him, and like the next scene, he's like, "Oh, you got spanked by a chick." It's just like, what are you supposed to be?
Well, he's supposed to be from Florida. That's the whole point, right? That's where that scene took place, in Florida, Miami, and they're all supposed to be bros on like spring break, because like even the Marine dude who was the one who challenged her, when he gets up, the first thing he does, he goes, rips off his shirt. I was like, was that necessary? I mean, like, I guess, but like, yeah, it's just like, it's so many things in this film are unnecessary, and it's just, and it's supposed to build up on this film, but every time they build up, you realize, oh, they're adding an A4 piece of paper, so it doesn't build up to shit. And it's like, it's all flat. And like, yeah, rips off his shirt. And it's like, yeah, we're not gonna see you again in about a couple of minutes, so it doesn't matter what you do.
Speaking of
like-
unnecessary, I did really, really enjoy the exchange where we have our three main characters and Agent Sharp goes, right, what we're going to do, we're going to have your implants and we're going to put them on your snake, and the snake's going to go into the sewer system and chase out the other snake. And then the girl goes, okay, so you're going to take my implants and put it in his snake, and then you think it's going to chase him out the sewer system? And he goes, yeah. And then the herpetologist goes, so you're going to take her implants and put them in my snake, and you're going to send it in after his snake? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, that's stupid. I was like,
Yeah. But it goes along with it anyway. And you see them doing that weird surgery, and what looks like them injecting what looks, I can only describe as Gatorade into the snake, or that weird blue liquid. Like, yes, if you calm the snake down, it's all. It's like, what? None of this shit looks right. None of this shit makes sense. And but then after, like, keeping you back. Oh yeah, it's a shitty sci-fi original movie. So don't worry, don't get too angry about it, Simon. Just let it go. Just let it be. It's like, it's fine. It's fine that this is a piece of shit. Just own up to it. And that's the best part of it. It's like, yeah, piece of shit. Let's see how everyone else reacts to this shit.
it's just, yeah, just from the premise up, it's just like, yeah, this is fucking retarded.
Yeah, because like that, because afterwards they're doing the whole explanation of like what the snake is. You got like the reporter guy, and
Oh, the
Not my
fucking
favourite-
reporter guy, he's so bad. He's the worst fucking actor I've
I
ever
hate
seen in
him
my
so
life.
much.
yeah, but that's not like, this is not my favorite scene. But it's a very stupid scene that I can remember. Sorry, and it's like because the python has to come out and hunt, all right, and he's like, there's two teens banging in the car. This python eats the first.
This was the one Rob thought would be my favorite, and I was like, I'm insulted at this.
It's hilarious, but it's definitely not the best scene. The best scene is, I think Ali and I have the best scene, but I would just describe it in a second. But that thing happens is the Python eats the boyfriend, then goes in to eat the girl, but must have like snakelingus her. Is the best way I could describe it.
Snakelingus.
Because like she's like, oh yeah, It's just like, wait, what? Ah!
What was her accent like? Because she was like, oh yeah. Like-
Brock Lesnar.
But it's like, this, it's like, if you think about it too much, it 100% doesn't make sense. But if you just go, you don't have to just turn off that part of your brain. You have to turn off multiple parts of your brain to go, yeah, okay.
I think
Sure.
I this really, as the guy who generally goes on about this stuff, this was not at the forefront of my. Like, that didn't make sense. It was like sense left a long time ago. It's okay. We don't. It's just
Sense left in the writing room.
zing.
Yeah, but like, it just this whole movie, it just builds up and builds. Well, I say builds up. It just builds
Down.
across. Well, no, it builds across. It's a bridge.
It goes for 90 minutes.
It doesn't. There's no staircase. It's just flat land, and like it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And as you go, and as Pat said, it drags on so much
You
that
just you
That's
just wait.
Admit, actually. Sorry, go.
it builds to that point where you actually go, I also did like a quick research for snakes because of that one scene where it's supposed to be Boa versus Python, not Boa on top of Python, because that's what supposedly happened, right? Because they were like wrestling. I was like, why is she? Oh, and they're looking at it on a video. I was like, oh yeah, that's like the snake's hind leg, as he describes it. Oh, he's like, oh, he's mating with the snake. The snakes are mating with each other, and that's the reason why you have eggs. But that doesn't make sense because,
Oh, they do actually have a line for that. The boa was pregnant already,
and it's just like, oh, but it's like,
but we have that
It's-
very humorous bit where she's like, "Is that it?" And he's like, "No, that's a vestigial leg they use for mating." Oh, and then she's like, "No, that," and she goes, "Oh yeah."
yeah.
And it's like, oh, that fell quite flat
Yes.
actually.
And I think Emmanuel was so sickened by us talking about it that he just left the call. Is he okay?
It
Oh, okay.
happens.
That happens. But
I think the thing for me with that bit though is like that was just around the time where I started thinking, I wonder when these two are gonna fight. And then that scene happened and it was like, oh, okay. Maybe the fight was just the rest of the match 7.
Snakehead flies out, and then you get spare.
They didn't have the funding for them to fight.
Is that
I
the
mean-
actual reason they didn't?
I'm imagining so.
I heavily imagine they could not render 2 snakes in a train station for very long.
well, I think it's just they spent all their money on setting people on fucking fire. That's the only reason why they ran out of money. Because a lot of people get set on fire in this fucking film. It's welcome to my barbecue. Oh, such a bad line. Oh Christ, that's such a
He's
bad line.
fucking dreadful, by the way. I hate that actor. He's so
Oh.
crap.
So bad. But it's like a lot of people get set on fire in this movie. I think it's like, oh, that's the reason why that they probably had to pay the insurance for how bad it is. Like, oh wait, I'm gonna get set on fire. Yeah, it's fine. It's only gonna be for a few seconds. Probably had to pay
One of them gets set on fire because like some steam hits him.
pipes from it doesn't make sense. It's just steam. Why it wouldn't be set on fire? And it's a water treatment plant. There's no like, is there gas in water treatment? I don't like. The more you think about it, the more you go. Oh, hey, Emmanuel, you're back. I think he's back.
The more you think about it, the more you want to say hello to Emmanuel.
Well, this film is not the best, and like there's so many bits that it gets worse, and like certain bits that just get
I think
tits
as well,
again.
like you're
And
you're just waiting for. I think you're just waiting to see like the next really bad actor, because you got like lady who looks directly into camera, you've got Guy who clearly has never smoked a cigarette in his life, but has to smoke for his character. he just, oh God, there's just. Then you got Navy SEAL man.
Oh man,
The
okay,
acting is just fucking dreadful.
okay.
Everywhere.
I think your scene and my favorite scene is probably the same. It's the assembly of the
Oh,
hunters scene. Is my favorite scene.
I love it. It's
Yeah, it's
so
so good, right?
camp and crap.
It's like which we have the assembly of arseholes, and it's like which arsehole is the biggest arsehole here, where we see all those people that come in, and it's like, he's an arsehole. Oh yeah, he's an arsehole. Oh, those two are definitely arseholes. And we have like the guy who walks in, is like, oh yeah, he's definitely an arsehole. But which one is the worst
Hey.
arsehole?
Hey, Littlefield is my favorite character. He is so fucking.
What, Mister? I'm too good for everyone. That's why I don't speak to anyone.
It's all the leather, and then it's you talk about the snake tattoo, but the bear claw tattoo is just as shit.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then they do the little line up, and it's like the cowboy guy, the father and son.
It's
the
cowboy
sniper.
guy.
The sniper
It's
who only takes one bullet to every mission.
Oh,
so I'm taking it.
fucking so stupid.
And then you got the hunter dude in all this leather, and he's like popping a sassy little hip out as he goes.
Yeah.
I was pissing my pants. I could just imagine someone going like, "This is really cool," and it's like
so fucking stupid. And that sniper guy is like I feel like the sniper dude is definitely like the worst one. Mr. What, you don't need extra bullets? No, I have already got enough. What, one? Yeah. One bullet, one shot, one kill. Yeah.
What happens if you have multiple targets?
Yeah,
Oh no. I've only got one bullet.
It's he was like definitely the biggest asshole because he killed Agent Sharp. I was like, no, Agent Coulson. I mean, Agent Sharp. No, why did he die?
Especially also because the snakes appear to be bulletproof.
Hmm.
But I gotta say though, Agent Sharp does have a little moment where he has to pretend to be a corpse underwater, and that is my favourite moment of him acting by far. Because you got the two like floating in water, and then he literally has to come out and go.
As I say, he just floats in like this.
Flips into view. It's so funny.
Yeah, that's how it was. He just floats in like this. Okay.
No, he has to come. He has to come up.
Oh, he's just come up. All right, damn it. Yeah. It's so. This film is so stupid, and I'm so glad that I chose this film because just to see you guys have a pained reaction on your faces.
Emmanuel's not making eye contact with you. You've damaged this relationship. It will not be the same.
No, all that means is now I have no excuse not to watch Antichrist and Love Exposure because now that I've made you watch such a bad film, I have to watch your bad film to even that out.
Love Exposure is far from Emmanuel's worst film, as is Antichrist.
Wait, is it? Oh wait, no. Do I have to watch Shark Boy versus Lava Girl?
That's his worst film. Yeah.
I feel like that's a bit pushing it for me.
What?
Best bad movie of Bat Movie Round.
Yeah.
The Shark Boy and Lava Girl was another one where it started, and I was going like, "Oh, I don't know about this." And then there was a scene where I went, "Oh, that's wonderful," and then it just plummeted from there. But it's very similar.
But like, it's peculiar because like this film, at least I think the actors knew that they were in a bad film, so they were like,
"Well, you don't
let's
say."
let's just have some fun with it. If we don't do our best, no one really cares too much. We're getting paid. It's just,
you know who I know for a fact didn't give a fuck? The guy in charge of the dubbing. He did not care. He was there for his paycheck and nothing else.
I do love the idea though, like getting a script that read, "Is this body number 6?" no, it's the remains of bodies number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then they were still going, you know what? I'm not. Maybe it is a bad movie. I don't know.
That's something that does need mentioning, by the way. Like, it's clear that they did the script and then filmed the scenes, and then some things didn't go to plan, so they had to just kind of film around it. Stuff like, he goes, "Deputy, you got some liver on your chin," and it's on his cheek, and he goes, "Oh yeah." Or he calls the guy who can't smoke a cigarette to save his life, he calls him a fat fuck when he's quite skinny. Like, again, clearly something went wrong with the casting plan. But what was, and then that one, just like, what? I think that's the remains of 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I'm like, you got most of the body there. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, bodies don't just like become one and then wear the same t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I don't know if this is like, I don't know if anyone's going to bother even calling me out on this one, but I find it really amusing that the bad guy and the Python don't actually like interact for most of the film, and then right at the end he goes, "Remember me?" I'm like,
Maybe there was a prequel to this that I didn't watch. I just watched this one first.
the Boa versus Python cinematic universe.
No, because it's like giant pythons, giant boa, anaconda lake.
Apparently, this is a crossover. Apparently, there's a film called Python and a film called Boa, and this is where they met.
Oh no! Hopefully,
This is how they met. Is this like Harry meets Sally here? Oh yeah, this is how they met. It's like, oh.
remember they met when it killed his girlfriend.
No, that was
right,
the
yeah.
Boa.
That's well, yeah.
Oh, I get what you mean. He confused it with the same. Like, it wasn't the same snake, but he acted like it was the same snake.
Yeah.
He never saw it. Anyway.
That was the snake he originally planned to hunt, but then he never actually like sees it. And he's like, "Remember me?" Maybe not, actually. It's met quite a few other people.
Oh wow! Apparently, Robert England is in Python.
Oh.
Weird. But like that python at the end in that nightclub, there is one thing I remember that nightclub scene. It's really stupid. I think I'm like probably the only one person who noticed. It because like everyone's supposed to have like evacuated the city, right? But they still have like some people having like a little like dance party. There was a guy who drove up to the nightclub on a motorbike by himself. Then afterwards he goes in. But when he's leaving, in the panic, right, he still had the girl with him. I was like, did you pick up the girl within like 5 minutes of like murder and craziness that was happening in there? Damn.
At least something good came out of it.
Yeah, it's like, damn, that's pretty badass. You can
That's
still pick up a
efficient
girl.
work.
Yeah, you could pick up a girl in 5 minutes during chaos of mayhem. That's a Chad right there. Fucking hell.
You don't know what happened. Maybe she's like, "Oh no, my ride left. Can you help me?" Or it could have been.
Yeah, but still, that's still pretty baller, man. That's like he comes in on the motorcycle by himself during crazy, because the DJ, that very committed DJ, fucking was still when he's looking down the snake, was still holding like the disc and his headphones while he was getting eaten, right?
Fricka fresh.
Yeah. During that time, it's so stupid. Everything about this movie is stupid. That's why I feel like I'm so glad I paid for this movie, just to remember, yeah, I paid for this shit.
Could you imagine being that motorcyclist and he's like just going through his head and he's just like, "Oh man, I'm so lonely," and then I'm gonna try and just pick someone up, like, man, and he's just running through his head about how much money he's gonna have to spend, like, but he's not gonna be getting drunk either because he's gotta ride home, and then he gets into the club literally like 5 minutes in. Someone's going like, "Let me get on your bike," and he's like, "Score." He's not had to pay for one drink. There was something that really pissed me off about that nightclub bit though, because like there are the strippers in this one room, and then like this big fucking snake comes in, but like eats one of them. They're all screaming, and then they seem to act like this snake has gone from the size to swallow a human to a regular snake, because it then kind of like is slithering along the floor and someone goes like, hey, watch it. And like they act like it's a lot fucking smaller than the 100-foot python that it is. And it's, yeah.
Oh yeah, I just need to double check for something. I'm not making this up, right? There was like a midget stripper there, right? I'm not being crazy,
Oh,
right?
no, you hallucinated her. I didn't notice a midget stripper.
Okay. There was?
were.
Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. I didn't know. I was like, I don't think.
Because it was one of the few times I'm looking at the screen, and two people, and I'm just like, okay, section 2, and then I see the really short lady. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
We could have
Okay.
we could have kept him going with that. We could have convinced him that he hallucinates like a 3-foot tall stripper every film.
I mean, I bought the movies. So I could always reference it back, right? But it was just like,
Yeah, but then you could show it to us and we'd be like, no, I don't see nothing. No, mate.
Yeah. But I feel like this movie is just like taking a toll on everyone on like just thinking about it, because like no one really can say anything. Is there any good points you think you can like if you had to convince someone to watch this movie or you die, how would you convince them to watch this movie?
I think the only time that I would recommend this movie is if somebody said to me, do you know what? My favourite scene in the history of films is that one where Liam Neeson jumps a fence. Because I'd be like, well, I've got a great scene for you where somebody gets in a bath.
Oh yeah, you guys keep talking about the sponge, right? But you know she uses like fucking dish soap instead of like actual thing. And I was like, huh, that's a really cheap budget.
I think you could definitely market this to a 12-year-old, because a 12-year-old clearly wrote this. Like, if you could go like, hey, you know, there's a lady, she's got a nice butt, she's got weird nipples, but like, you know, there's nudity there. Like, it's the biggest budget I've ever seen for a porno. There you go, have that. That's how I'd go about it. Also, I think like if you went for, I think it suffered from having like a bad title, honestly, because I think if it was called like Snake Hunt or something, that would be more indicative of what's actually in the film,
Snakes
as opposed
in a
to
tunnel. Snakes that get along.
snakes that don't get along too well.
Giant snakes versus dickheads. Like if you were doing that, then I don't think people would have been so grumpy about, hey, the boa doesn't actually fight the python for any longer than like 2 minutes. Like,
Single bodies can be multiple people.
it's big, and big is nice.
Do you know what? Another bit that really made me laugh.
Sorry, I just thought of one as well. Go on.
It's the bit where they're all panicking and the guy's like, it's under control. The local authorities are shutting the tunnels. I just thought, man, at work, I got an email the other day and somebody was like, this is really urgent. And I said, how urgent? And she went, oh, just do it in the next month. I was like, if we were shutting these tunnels, they would not do any difference.
Oh God. No, the one I was thinking of was when they're in the big chamber and he's like explaining how the stake works, and then she puts her foot down on something like she's Davy fucking Crockett. She's like, oh, is that the snake? And he's like, no, you're standing on the stake. And she's like, ah! And I'm like, why did you do this? Why did you step like this?
Oh man.
Fuck's sake. I'm in an unfamiliar bit. I'm just going to put my foot on some fucking scaly log of some sort. I don't know.
Oh man. It's just like, there's so much that doesn't make sense. Oh no. Like even that bath scene where she's like, "Oh, there's a snake in there." You know, I hate snakes, and it's like that's not the pertinent bit. The pertinent bit is that you're on a plane with a snake.
With a working fucking plumbing like bathtub system.
Yeah, which was covered in all gold. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This whole film is
I,
so
love,
great.
I love that bit as well. She goes like, "You fucking asshole," when she like chucks the steak and he's just like, "Oh," he goes, "Oh yeah, I knew you were afraid of snakes," and she's like, "I'm not afraid of snakes. I just don't like snakes." And then they start making out, and then the steak moves. And she goes, "Oh," and like chucks it.
Yeah. what did
Oh, big
yeah is it? Ben said it was like a squeak toy. It's like, it's like what's the point?
fan. Oh no, it's
It's so
something.
bad. Yeah, so bad. So bad, this film.
Also, I can't believe how many times they mentioned Al Qaeda.
Okay, that was just that. What was his fucking name? That reporter.
Kent.
Yeah,
Oh,
something.
Kent someone.
It's that first time that he's on the screen. And to be fair, I did really enjoy that argument with the cameraman.
Oh, his name
when
is
the
Ken
cameraman was just
Humphries.
like, "You're the reporter and I'm the cameraman. What do you want from me?"
His surname is Humphrey.
Wait, his name was Kent Humphrey.
Kent
Humphreys. Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for like Dan to be in the call.
But
See what he thought. I can imagine Ben poking fun.
I can absolutely imagine that Humphrey didn't show up because of the comparison to Tokyo Core Police.
Dan texted me while he was watching it. Actually, let me find what he said. Where is it? So he texted me just out of nowhere saying, "Big is nice. What is this film?" And I was like, "Yeah."
It's
And then-
unscored. I'll
And
tell you
then
that.
he said, "The kiss underwater." It was the couple in the car scene that got me.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh, I love that bit. It's just that she didn't even notice." And then he stopped watching it.
he stopped watching it. What the fuck? I hope you fucking finished watching it. Like even I fucked up with like Chainsaw Massacre, right? Because I scored it. Well, I think I scored it. Then I deleted it. But I eventually went back and finished scoring. If he doesn't score this, I'll be pissed at him. You have
I'm
to
sure
give
he
it.
will score it, but
You have to give it the proper points. It has to give me my ones so I can get that title of worst film.
to be fair, I don't think he's had a did not finish yet.
Actually, yeah, your overall was plummeted because you had like I think you had a 7.8 after like your 3 picks, and now you're just like no, you're very unambiguously lost now.
Admittedly speaking, I did want to choose a film because like if you look at my scores, right, it's like the best film, Snowpiercer, the worst film, Snowpiercer. I was like, I look that I need to split that up, so it looks like it has like a better variety of films.
I'll split it up now.
No, there's no rush to do these things. It's just like a thing I thought as like, I've got to like change up the game a bit because like I have films on my list is the list of films I have are good, bad, and maybes. I have a lot of like maybe films. I don't know if they could be good, they could be bad, but all my
Could be good,
films,
could be shit.
no,
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
all my good films are generally universally liked, and all my bad films are like this. So so it's like I get this. I know what my spectrum is. There's only because we're talking about doing themed rounds before, Rob, right?
Yeah.
It's a film that it was what was the theme? It was like the film that everyone loves, or like a universally good film, but you hate. I have one of those films, and like I can't really spoil what it is because I feel like everyone when I tell people that I don't like this film, everyone goes, "Really? You don't like Deleted?" and then it's like, yeah, I just don't like this film. But everyone gets on to me for it. But like, we'll save it if we ever do that round next time.
That's
Because like
interesting.
we have a film round that is like what like the best films or like
Yeah, goat round.
go round. It doesn't have to be films that have already been watched or like just in general.
No, so well, the idea is just that. I mean, it doesn't have to be like the greatest film of all time, but if you can make an argument for it being the greatest something of all time, then it qualifies.
Okay, I've got a good idea for a film, and that's fine. So
The greatest Barbie movie ever filmed. I saw that. Pat. There was murder, murder in those eyes.
It's like
Oh.
they're so. Oh, yeah, go Aurelio.
Oh no, I said it's like the new one coming out.
Oh,
I'm so excited for the new one.
yeah.
If one of you pick it for film club and I have to watch it, I am not going to be happy.
Dude, you're probably gonna love it. I don't know what your problem is.
Like there are actual Barbie movies that exist, right?
I
Like,
thought you were gonna pick one this round.
no, fucking hell. It's like they're bad films, and like there's certain films that are kind of like cheap, and like just like horribly made. Oh wait, no, I guess that is no. I guess I can't quite use that as an argument. I was gonna say it's just cheap and horribly made, and like for TV. But this film was cheap, horribly made, and made for TV. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, actually no. So Pat, I might pick a Barbie film. I don't know. I will see how that goes.
That's so bad, actually. I've just realised that after 2.5 years of film club, we've got a sci-fi original before we've got a John Carpenter film.
Oh no!
Sci-fi original. What one was that?
This one.
It's not original.
Is it not a sci-fi? I swear to God, it was.
Didn't you say that this was just a combination of two films that have already existed?
No, it's a
We're talking
crossover.
about,
It's
Yeah,
like
well-
Alien versus Predator.
we're talking about a film filmed for sci-fi.
Okay, maybe I'll. Okay, I'll go back and like double check, but like I remember when I was really
Let me
drunk
check.
watching it. It was on the Sci-Fi Channel, but okay, we'll double check. I mean, like if you double check now, it's fine. It's fine. But it's like I just remember being so pissed off. Well, being drunk watching this film and going, "Is it good? Is it bad?" The other
Moon.
bad. No, is it not?
Moon was the second pick. That's a sci-fi original.
No,
It's
the
not a
Sci-Fi
original.
Channel.
Sci-Fi
Oh,
Channel.
Sci-Fi Channel. Okay, well that. Okay.
S-Y-F-Y,
Wait, did you think I was
sci-fi.
annoyed that we had just a sci-fi film? Before
Yeah,
John
That's what I
Carpenter?
thought you meant.
Oh, damn.
No, sci-fi is in like SYFY,
Oh, yeah, that's a fucking
not
TV
science
channel.
fiction.
Oh,
I like how you went Blade Runner,
yeah.
Fifth Element, Moon. Oh bless.
Aye. Yeah, so
Does anyone else want to do favourite
yeah,
scenes?
any favorite scenes from you guys? Or it's just like,
Fuck. There's some funny scenes, but I mean, I wouldn't exactly call them favourites.
Come on,
The one that still sort of pokes me in the eye is that fake tattoo. Like, I mean, ones that people stick on their body from like a £1 machine look more real than that one.
I just love the thought process behind it, to be honest, because they've gone, right, we've got this character who isn't scared of snakes, but she doesn't like one. So we need the CGI guys to put a tattoo of a snake on her back.
I mean, they would have been better off getting a stencil machine and just fucking drawing it on her back anyway. It's better than the bloody shit CGI they used.
I would have just liked a line or something where she goes, yeah, I know I don't like snakes, but there you go, and here we are. I've got a tattoo of one. Like it's just
It's like me tattooing a big spider on my shoulder. Just like, oh no, I just like stressing myself out.
The underwater scene was quite funny. and the scene where the the couple were making out in the back of the car, and the bloke had already been got rid of, and whatever was going on with the woman down below, I don't know whether it was a snake doing it or if she was in a mental state of pleasure. I don't know.
Look.
But I love I love the idea that the snake is licking her.
That's the same thing I made to Alex. You must have misheard it. As I knowingly dubbed it, Snakealingus. Did you not hear me the first time I said this? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess my mic is fucking broken. All right. Go make sure.
Rob, you're brave drinking that while everyone's laughing.
That's the second time this round.
I mean, like, this film, the way it was acted out, made like 30 movies seem like Oscar material. Like, I can't reiterate how bad the acting is in this film. It's so bad that it's funny.
That's the thing for me though. Is like I'm not sure. I'd say it's so good. It's so bad. It's good. Like,
No, it's definitely not.
don't.
I think I probably enjoyed this the most, and I wouldn't watch it again.
I just want to hope that none of that cast got a serious acting job after this.
What?
Well, Emmanuel
No.
was saying that one of them was in something.
Yeah, he was in. What was it in?
Guy, he's in Stargate Atlantis. They were one of the longest running like sci-fi shows, but he's actually a decent actor. He's actually like pretty decent actor. That's why I like him as an actor. He just did not care in this film.
Yeah, Gary Oldman couldn't do a lot with these lines, to be fair.
I mean, I think like a lot of sort of those sort of halfway shit Arnie films would probably be the same if it wasn't for him sort of saying some bonkers shit. So I suppose, yeah, that you can. Someone that's good at delivering lines could probably save it, but
Oh, I just remembered the bit when he said he was really impressed with her equipment, and then they had like a bit of an awkward exchange, and he went, as in your equipment, not. And she was like, "Yeah, no, I got it." And I was like, Did you mean boobs? Was that the fucking?"
Is it
Look-
your equipment? I didn't mean your bum.
I feel like I have to pull out the sunglasses again. It's like, yeah, I'm really impressed with your equipment. That's gonna be a running theme for this whole fucking channel. These sunglasses, I'm so
Simon,
glad I have these.
This is a running theme from now on. You're going to
Yeah.
do this every call.
What, Horatio Kane? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I could actually do that. I don't mind. Horatio Kane is awesome.
Horatio Wong.
It just annoyed me. Like, no one's thinking that. That doesn't even work.
Wait, I'll go find.
Equipment, she's been posted it, and then you're like, oh, it's actually really good. That's what people are. Anyway,
Damn, girl, you got some fucking top-notch equipment.
it's just
Yeah.
like, anyway. Oh, you're wearing a Dagenham top.
That's the West Ham top from when they were sponsored by Dagenham Motors.
Oh, okay.
Did that cost a lot of money?
No, it's like 35 quid.
Okay.
was that the one you wanted me to look for?
No, the one that I asked you to look for was from 1992. This is from 1994.
So that shirt is actually more expensive than the entire CGI budget for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and older.
Insane. Mental.
Let's see. Do I have a favorite scene? I think
It's okay if you don't have one. It's actually fine, right?
I've genuinely never been more tense. Shut up.
I'll do the moments kind of light.
I don't have a favorite scene, but I have a moment I didn't mind.
Kind of like.
So, Alec mentioned it. The part where the agents just randomly floating in the water. I was just like, wait, what? I didn't expect that. I was like, that was so random. I didn't actually like it when he died. I was like, that was just so pointless. The crap death.
Yeah, because he was killed by Mr. American Sniper dude with the one shot, one kill. And it's just like, you're such a douche.
If it was now, I would have said, oh, he's quoting Overwatch. But
No.
and the other scene, I think I forgot it. Oh, that was it. When the guy got oh my goodness. So when the dick guy who has no one left, a poacher, he wait, there was like sorry, there were so many things that made no sense. So
Okay, at least you're seeing the funny side. That's all I need.
it's not funny though.
But you're laughing, so it clearly is. That's all. That's it. That's it.
I wasn't laughing during the film.
Okay.
Let me go through. This wasn't my favorite. It was just one of the most questionable scenes. I'm sorry, I know there's lots of questionable scenes, but when they arrested the guy,
Mhm.
and then he was just chilling there, not even handcuffs. I was just like, but did you arrest him?
Oh yeah, when he goes and steals like the ATV, right, and he like charges through the gate.
Hey. I mean, charges is a bit fucking charitable. It is the slowest escape scene I've ever seen in my life. No one can oppose him. He's just going.
Yeah, it was.
It's just
It
anyway, sorry. You was gonna say something.
There was two bits where, like, as soon as they happened, I was like, "This feels like something the manual would have a problem with." And one of them was the assembly scene where so one guy turns up in like a Chevrolet truck, and one guy turns up in a Porsche, and then another guy just turns up in a Volvo Estate. It's like, okay, like that struck me as like similar to the footwear issue that you had in Insomnia. And then
Yeah.
the other one, so like to be honest, like I'm not even sure who it was now because they all look so similar to me that I can't remember which one is which. But I think it's Broderick takes a cigar out of like a complete stranger's mouth and puts it in his own.
All right, yeah.
He was fucking ridiculous. That bit in the fucking I thought someone was vaping. The bit when he's about to do the flamethrower in the nightclub and he just goes, "Oi!" and then he just rips his shirt off. It's like, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake,
right.
what is this?
As I said, so unnecessary. When the Marine guy does it in the pool near Miami, when Broderick does it like now and then when the nightclub, it was like, why? There's no need for this. It's so stupid. And it's just like,
5 perimeter. I thought Rob was gonna be like, how did he drive in on a motorbike if there's a 5-mile perimeter?
You know what Broderick needed though? He needed a really shitty tattoo of a snake.
I can understand people sneaking in on foot, but how did this guy get in with this loud motorcycle through a barricade? Police and agents, like, this makes no sense. But what you said about the cars, Rob, by that point, I didn't care.
Oh. You didn't even care about the slow-mo close-up on the American flag.
Well, I showed Ev that clip and she genuinely went, I thought the last like member of the team was going to be America. Just like in general.
That's what I said, really, it lingers for just long enough that you go, oh no, and then it sort of goes through the flag, and it's like, oh thank God.
No, it's a gay leather wearing Muppet with a crossbow and a shitty tattoo.
yeah.
Wait, I had tuned out too much. I was like, nah, this is all just. It's different with Insomnia because it's more serious film. This is not serious. It's just all crap.
Oh.
which is kind of the point, right? I like that's why I chose it, because it's all crap.
I was so excited for it though, because that moment I was just so alive. I was just like, oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. They've all just shown up in the same like 2-minute fucking space, but like in different cars. And then you got the father and son coming out, and he goes like, and he's come out in like a shitter car, and he's just gone, wife took the Mercedes.
Yeah, I was like,
and then he's just, and then the direct line after that is, nice, a family reunion. And I was like, no, that's the opposite of what's happening. Oh my god, I think it's just such a relief to me, especially after Tokyo Gore Police, where like Tokyo Gore Police was going like, I'm still shitting myself, and I'm like, yes, you've been doing it for an hour and a fucking half. It's lost the novelty. Whereas this one, like, it still was doing like stuff I was finding funny. I was just like, some fun. Like an acting thing's gonna be really bad. A CGI thing's gonna be really bad. Someone's gonna say something fucking ridiculous. I can't wait. It's gonna hit me in some different way. Some lady's getting snakealingus. What the fuck else are we gonna be doing?
great. It's great because it's shit. That's how it is.
Yeah.
I think because I wasn't really paying much attention at different parts, everything just kept surprising me. There's a moment that the main lady just falls in the tracks. I'm just like, how did you end up here? I kept rewinding it, and I was just like, you know what? I don't care. The snakes just sliding through the station, stuff's going everywhere. Somehow you went upstairs and then ended up at it. I was like, you know what? Yeah, whatever. And then obviously you have the like Alex at the bowling alley moment. I was just like, you know what? I just don't care. And then the ending made no sense.
Well, yeah, no, because essentially they were like, even the actors were like, okay, let's wrap this shit up quickly because we put on our clothes off screen. I was like, okay, let's just go.
They also didn't.
Wait, I got one. Let's live it in there.
That was made better by the time that he showed his sunglasses.
Sorry. Okay, I just thought one, right? Sorry. Anyway,
even the ending is bad because they go, we better go and find the boa's like spare eggs.
Yeah.
And then they just go back into the tunnel and they're gonna go, that's for the sequel. And it's like, I don't really care if they find the eggs, to be honest.
Yeah, that is wishful thinking to think that anybody sat there going, "Oh, don't leave it on a cliffhanger."
I wanted them to find the eggs. Sorry.
Oh, what's up?
Why are they going in by themselves?
Well, I mean, like it did. I mean, by that point, it didn't matter because all the people that were like dead, all the hunter people were dead, and they're like, okay, let's just try to save my snake.
You still have agents in terms of state police. Is the water still shut off? Do they not care?
Speaking of, does anyone remember? I had a really, really confounding moment when I was watching it because, like, it was between Broderick's lot and between Sharp's lot, and I was like, just in the middle. It's just showing you like shelves of bottled water and like the prices have been crossed out and replaced, and it's just all these people just taking all these bottles of water off the shelves, and I was like, who was doing that? Was it this squad or this squad? Was it this squad? And I was like, no, it's trying to world build because there's a water shortage. So they filmed a fucking tiny shelf with water for people to take water bottles off.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I couldn't even remember that scene. Yeah, now it's come back to me. Right.
They didn't even go. They just went. They just set up some shelves in the studio and told the crew, "Hey, grab some water. Don't matter if it drops. It's okay."
I had to keep running it back and going, "Who is doing? Oh no, bless you. Nah. All right, fair enough. You tried."
It's like, oh my goodness.
Like, I couldn't remember the ending to this movie
because
I was too drunk. Yeah.
when they're hunting,
Uh,
and you have I think the son and the dad in the orange vest, and they're shooting, and the camera's like this.
oh man, that because like yeah. You're shaking your camera like I just couldn't help it. Oh yeah.
We're getting really meta with this one. We got Simon and his sunglasses. We got Emmanuel doing the Paul Greengrass stuff.
So great. This film is
Oh my
so
goodness!
bad. So bad. I'm so happy I chose this film. So I feel like everyone's done their like favorite scenes. So I guess ending statements for this film. I'll go first. Like ultimately, this was a bad film. To put it short, right? But
Very political.
Can we be sure?
yeah,
Mark my words, this was a bad breakfast. I mean, film.
but I feel like everyone knew that it was going to be a bad film. Us watching it and the people who were acting in it, so it was okay that it was a bad film because it's kind of like even at the beginning, like with the wrestling match, you could already tell that it was just a bit weird and tacky. Where like you got the ringside girl, like laying with the Podrick, and it's like, and it's like Podrick. I don't even fucking remember his name. Podrick? I don't know. Oh no, I'm thinking of Game of Thrones. Damn it. Yeah, that's Podrick, isn't it? Damn it.
Podrick.
I don't
sexy Podrick.
just like, but because this film was so badly made, it didn't matter. They knew it didn't matter, and it's like, yeah, who gives a fuck? It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's okay because it was shit.
You seem really insecure and apologetic about it. It's fine.
Sorry, I'm not sorry at all.
Okay.
It's a point where I'm gonna say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Is what I think is the correct phrase.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Yeah. But like, yeah, look, if you want to blame anyone, blame Ben. Well, you know,
Blame
that's harsh.
Corbyn.
No, that's harsh. That's harsh.
If Ben was here, we still would have been getting this in 2 weeks. So
Yeah, probably, yeah. But then afterwards, I would have no one else to push the blame on. But like for now, I can say Ben fucks up.
if that's
And you did a bad thing by letting Simon pick what he was going to pick anyway.
Well,
that's
I mean,
the only takeaway from this,
well, I
then
mean,
this
like,
was all your fault.
when I asked you guys, were you sure? This is what I meant. Are you sure you want to pick my film? Because it is going to be a bad film. It's what I should have said, right? But I was like, are you sure? Yeah, Simon, go on. Let's pick your film. All right. No complaining, yeah? This is what I wanted. No complaints.
If it's any consolation to you, Simon, you were literally the only person we could get you to pick, because other than Pat, so
oh, you could have skipped it. It doesn't matter.
we literally had no other choice.
to be fair,
well,
me picking in an emergency would have been bad because I've got 2 films.
Yeah, because it was a Monday when Ben remembered this. So, but like, to be fair, Emmanuel did manage to watch 2 films this week. So
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but there were 2 short films compared to what I'm going to be picking.
what a segue.
Which are not 2 short films.
No,
All right.
sorry,
So-
Emmanuel.
Anyone else for like their ending statements?
Well, I'm glad you picked it for the sake of this call, because it's been quite nice to talk about it. That said, I never want to watch another sci-fi original, and I never want to see another fucking title card again in my life.
I mean,
So no more sci-fis at all then.
No more sci-fi's, Pat. No more,
No more
No more-
moons. No more
down
Blade
with
Runners.
science fiction.
No. Sorry, John Carpenter, you missed the fucking boat. Sir.
Well, there goes my pick list then.
I'm also glad you picked this because I feel like we have like a general sort of obviously I can't really criticize this because I'm probably the main progenitor of it, but I think we have a thing of we want to be the one with the best films. So it's been quite refreshing to have someone who's actively going out of his way to pick shit ones, and it's just it's giving more definition to the good ones, and I like picks like this where we can go, hey, fucking crap. Crappy crap. We don't get into arguments. We don't have this whole thing of it's not a fucking problem. We all know it's bad, and we're just having fun trashing it.
Yes. All right. But next few films, don't worry, I'll try to pick decently good films.
That'd be a nice change.
Pick
From-
whatever you want.
Boosh.
Doesn't really matter.
I mean, like, it's gonna be decently good for the next few films. Then I'll pick my next really shitty one.
Whoa, sorry.
You're giving off Bond villain vibes.
Oh, I mean, like,
Oops.
well, which one? Which one is there? It's like the question of which. I mean, like, if we put Bond villains, there could be like Goldfinger or Doctor No. It's a very different.
I forgot the name of the one that I was thinking of. Hold on.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Your ending statement, Pat. Give us your ending statement.
I'm glad it's over.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good ending statement. All right, Emmanuel, your ending statement, please.
Bring us home.
Country roads.
I feel for the actors who had to act in this.
Did they act?
Act.
Boosh.
Yes, and that was now the final act.
Aha!
We
want the
food
again. Okay. Okay. This is probably like the last time I'll pick these glasses up again.
No.
I don't know, that was a probably.
This is the last time you'll pick them up this week, but
Yeah.
next week I want them bright and ready.
All right. So, Pat, it would be your choice. Or are we doing Ben's? No, we're doing Pat's then Ben's because Ben's.
No, Ben's fucked it up again, so it's Pat next.
Ben's on holiday
Yeah.
next week.
For
Oh.
fuck's
It's
sake.
me now.
All right, Pat. What is your film?
My
What is your
films.
double bill.
My films are the two Lion Kings.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
I'm joking.
Oh,
I could
I
see the
knew they
pain in
were.
Alex's face.
I was just waiting for you to bring it
Yeah.
back. So yeah.
No, I'm not
Um,
picking the Lion Kings.
What were you saying, Emmanuel?
She's gonna actually watch a film with me.
No, we're not. No, Emmanuel, we're not picking them.
No, the films I'm picking are considerably heavier. Film number one is Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
Film number two, Zodiac.
I thought
okay.
you said they wouldn't have an order.
I mean, you can watch whatever order you want. They're just what was there at the time.
Oh, I nearly called it the Silence of the Limbs.
I typed too fast. It's Silence of the Lambs. Damn it.
You can watch it in any order you want. They're not.
You always sounded
Sequel.
auto-tuned there, Pat. You can watch it in any order you want. They're not confined to an order.
Bring in Clean Bandit to do some fucking shit on her keyboard.
All right.
Lovely. Silence of the Lambs, and Zodiac.
Ooh,
Emmanuel, have you ever seen Silence of the Lambs?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think you'll like it.
Yes.
I'll have a look in a minute to see where they're playing, and then I'll put it in the old like,
Zodiac's on Netflix.
I think Silence of the Lambs was, but I'm not too sure if it still is.
Yeah. I don't think it is, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. Either way, from Amazon probably will have it. I'll just do it on that then. All right.
Yeah.
Simon, your glasses were the best part of the film.
Yeah, great.
All right.
Well,